Hi, hi everyone. Thank you for joining. I'll just take a seat. Thank you for being here today. My name's Pavel, and I'm going to be telling you about Bahamut and the proof of stake and activity consensus that we've been developing for the past 2 years, basically. So, to start things off, Bahamut, for those of you who don't know, is layer one public EVM blockchain, and it's pretty new, and that's why probably maybe you haven't heard about the name. So essentially, tech-wise, it's a fork of Ethereum 2.0, and the most important aspect is its consensus that we'll be focusing on today. So just a small introduction. While everyone has been focusing on perfecting the tech for blockchains, right? Companies have been trying to create a more faster chains, more cheaper chains, which is all good and great. But we decided to focus on the economics aspect and the decentralization and the rewards for those validators who are actually doing something on chain, contributing to the development of Web3, and helping to grow the industry as a whole. So what exactly proof of stake and activity is? It's a variation of proof of stake, basically, where you also have the added parameter which we call activity. This activity is represented by the gas spent by users when interacting with a validator deployed smart contract. So in other words, if you are a validator on Bahamut network and you also have a smart contract application, which can be anything. It can be an NFT collection, it can be an ERC20 token, can be a complicated platform like a lending and borrowing platform or a staking platform, whatever it is, it just needs to utilize a smart contract. And whenever people use the smart contract, in technical terms, they make a call. So like if it's a ERC20 token, they can send it from wallet A to wallet B. Or if it's an NFT collection, they can, I don't know, mint new NFTs, make NFT transfers, or do lending and borrowing on a platform. You get it, just anything that requires an on-chain transaction. When this happens, your validator gets activity, right? So, which is basically, you could call it rating. It's called, we can call it rating in the eyes of the consensus. And it allows for the specific validator of yours to create blocks more frequently and thus get more rewards, right? So in numbers, let's say in case of Ethereum, the annual stake ROI, right, currently is around 3 to 4%. So that's what happens when you stake for Ethereum. For Bahamut, it's give or take, it's around 7% just for stakers. But if you have the activity added on top of it, it can go up to 10, it can go up to 15, 20, 25, 30, as long as you have enough activity to be able to support this, right? And so the design philosophy behind this is the following, right? So let's imagine the whole world as a let's imagine that the whole world is on blockchain, right? Whatever we have today is on blockchain. Let's imagine that technically it's possible. Obviously, the first and the most valued in the eyes of the consensus, the most valued company would probably be Google, right? Because Google is used by like half the planet, if not more, and they would have the most activity. This would be followed by like companies like Amazon, like Apple, and similar big guys. And what would happen basically is they would be given the opportunity to close more blocks because they would be considered reliable. Why? Because alpha, like, you know, a few billion people use them every day. So most probably they're reliable, because if like billions of people are fine to use your services every day, then probably you're doing something good in terms of work. That would be the same equivalent, right? Because this is where the true economics come in, and this is where we think that the blockchain space is lacking in terms of economics, because what happens today is basically you could say it's business. Like for stakers, it's mostly about business. You take your tokens, you go stake on a chain, and whenever the reward amount, like the percentages of the rewards, are not good enough for you anymore, you simply leave that chain and go stake on another chain. In this case, there is dedication to be earned, right? You can have a lot of activity and you can have a lot of users, which in turn will boost your rewards, right, in terms of acquiring rewards from the consensus in a decentralized manner. And this would push you to create even more apps or perfect your apps so that you could get more users on board, and then you would have more activity, and then you would have more rewards. And this cycle is eternal, right? It's never ending. This is essentially what the blockchain is about, Bahamut blockchain is about, and the proof of stake and activity consensus is about. And I would like to also mention that right now, as we speak, the merge to the consensus is on the way. It's going to be live in just about a couple of hours. And this all that I told you like a few minutes ago would become really feasible. And this is going to be, this is going to really work. And I'd be very happy for if there is developers present to go take a look and give it a try. Thank you, everyone. I'd like, if there's any questions, I'd like to hear them. Okay, then thanks everyone for joining.